Hey everybody, welcome back to my van and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, I'm in a beautiful area of Alberta. It's actually really nice outside. I gotta say, this weather has just been wacko. One day we're enduring insane winds, the next day is snowstorm, and the next day it's 25 degrees. It's been a weird year. So my past video, if you saw it, it was a bit of a rant on, has the van life, the vehicle living life, become a life of entitlement where people expect to be paid for enjoying themselves and they actually don't want to work? In this video, I want to talk about something that's, well, I've seen it just as much, if not more, and that is van life, is ambulance life, is bus life, is RV life, is it dead? Is it done? I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about people living in vehicles, and I've seen a lot myself. Now, I'm not talking about the people who just don't have nowhere else to go, that they are struggling, that they lost their place to live because the rent was so high, that they're not making enough money. I'm not talking about those people, but they're sort of lumped into this. Just the other day, I drove by a Walmart. It's close by to where I work. And in the parking lot was, well, there was 4 vehicles for sure that people were living in. One was a RV, like a motorhome, and 2 were trailers. There was a couple vans parked over there, but they didn't look camperized. I don't know if they were service guys at Walmart or not, but I almost have a feeling that there were people in there. And the problem was that around the 3 RVs, the trailers and the motorhome, it looked like a dump, and I mean a dump. There was stuff dripping out from under the RV that I think was their sewage, or their black water, or their gray water, or their whatever. Yeah, it was pretty bad. The stuff that was around the vehicles, it looked like somebody had dumped dump trailers around the vehicles, like they had emptied out the stuff from inside and just tossed it around it, and it just looked horrible. And I've seen a lot of communities start putting up no parking after 11 p.m. signs. And I've seen a lot of areas starting to change the way they allow people to park, requiring permits and stuff like this. And I think a lot of it has come about by the people who have pushed the van life, the vehicle living life, and they pushed it to the point where it became a conflict. And I see a lot of people that, well, they have, how can I put it politely? They have taken their rights and shoved them in the other people's faces, and the other people are fighting back now, whether it be businesses or whether it be individuals. And I think that's, well, it's put off a lot of people in the van world. It's put off me from going some places. There's places that I used to park for the night that I won't go to anymore because the people in the area do not want anyone in the area. It's not illegal, but they're ticked off. I also see a lot of people involved in the vehicle living that are having troubles with the costs. And honestly, we have in Canada a website called Kijiji. I was on there the other day and I saw a couple vans that were listed for sale. One said, vintage van, all redone, runs perfectly. And this van was a rust bucket. This van was, well, it was from the 70s. It was a junker. And they wanted $50,000 for it. $50,000. It was a junker. If it was worth $5,000, that would have been pushing it. They wanted $50,000 for it. There was another van on there that you could tell just by one of the pictures they had taken of it that they had went out and gotten a bunch of spray cans and repainted it. And they put on their newly converted van. Enjoy van life in this van. And it had dents in it. You could see the rust through the paint job. The inside was not very nice. It didn't have a lot of stuff that most vans have. And they were asking $32,000 for it. And there's vans out there for $180,000, $190,000. Some are over $200,000. Some of the new ones and stuff. And I think that's put a lot of people off of the van world, as likewise the RV world. Just the other day, I was looking at an Airstream trailer that was listed for sale online. $184,000 for the Airstream trailer. Somebody else had a bus for sale online. It was a nice bus. They did a really good job. Don't get me wrong. They did an amazing job on this bus. It was just under $100,000. Now, these are Canadian prices, so it'll be a little bit less in the US, but I think it's driven a lot of people out of the van, out of the vehicle, out of the bus, out of the RV living mentality because the costs are so high. Likewise, the cost of gas. I see a lot of people complaining online about the price of gas. I'm not traveling as much as I used to. I see a lot of YouTubers that have stopped traveling because the price of gas is so much. So many YouTubers that I see online, they get in their van or they get up in the morning and get on the driver's seat of the van. They drive all day. They find a place to sleep at night. And then they do the same thing the next day. Well, they can't afford it. The price of gas is too high. Price of insurance, the price of parts or repairs. Everything is getting up there, way up there, and it's not affordable anymore. So I honestly do think that the van life movement, the vehicle living movement, the ambulance movement and stuff is on its way out. Mainly because of the costs, or a lot because of the cost, a lot because of the attitude of people around. And I also think a lot of the people who have tried it, that got into it with the dream, but didn't realize that the dream came with some, well, personal expenses, such as not having a shower or not having a bathroom or having a shower that you had to set up or having to go to a gym to shower or just all those things. And I see a lot of people who have been advocates for this lifestyle, for the vehicle lifestyle, for the tiny home lifestyle, and they have bailed. Some have bought property. Good for them. I'm not saying it's bad, but they bought property and they've started to build houses or they put their vehicles on that property. I've seen people who have changed the way that they've been traveling, not traveling as much, going and working vacations or working for parking or working for meals and parking. So people are definitely changing, but I do see that this lifestyle is currently on its way out. Now, is it a bad thing? Well, I really don't think it's a bad thing. I really think that it's a good thing. I'm done with a lot of the attitudes in the van life, vehicle living world. I'm done with the self-entitled people that I talked about in the last video. I'm done with having a hard time finding a spot to park because people have been alienated. I'm just done with it. So I would like to see the van life world, the vehicle living world, really dry up for a while, if not for a long time, so that those of us who have been in it for years, those of us who want to be in it for years, can actually get out there and enjoy it. So from a beautiful spot here in southern Alberta, I'm going to go out and enjoy some more of the day. Take care. Get out there if you have a van. Enjoy the great outdoors. Enjoy your van or whatever you live in. And just, well, be nice to other people. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.